Hey, what's going on, brothers? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the differences between the Specialized S-Works Aethos and then the difference between the Specialized Aethos Pro, and show you between the two different prices of this one for $12,500, this one for $7,400, and see what that dollar value is. I did this before on the Tarmac Sl7. You guys seem to really like that one, so we'll go ahead and talk about the differences, and I'll tell you if I think the price tag kind of warrants the price value difference of about $5,000. So at the end of it, you guys can make the decision, but we'll get right into it. So right before we get into it, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the Aethos. I see this all the time in my comment section saying the bike looks so old. It looks very, not very cool. There's nothing integrated about it. There's nothing that sets it apart. Why is this bike so much money? There's only been two other bikes in the entire Specialized lineup that has been kind of similar made, like the Aethos. It's been the Venge McLaren, the one that Mark Cavendish rode on, where they did the team up with the McLaren, and also the Tarmac McLaren. And the reason why is because when they're making those frames, and the reason why those bikes were $18,000 and the Tarmac was 20 grand, yes, you got shoes and helmets with it, but the reason why it's so expensive is because when carbon frames are usually made, they usually put layers of carbon fiber on top of layers of carbon fiber, not to the exact points, like it'll be like boom, 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 and they'll just kind of like, layer on top of there and just kind of put some resin or whatever over it, and it's not sloppy, but it makes it heavier. So what the Aethos does, it actually takes carbon strands point to point, like very precise, from like one strand to one strand, and then they get it there, one strand to one strand, which they say that it leaves no dead spots, and that that's why they always say this beautiful ride, because it reacts so quickly and efficiently, but also because of the fact that when it's made like this, it saves weight instead of having layers of carbon where you don't really need it. So you're saving that extra weight on there. So the ride quality on this thing, if you were to ride a bike from 10 years ago, which everyone's describing the both of them on there, it's going to feel way better, and it's going to outperform. It's going to be quicker, faster, lighter, more comfortable. It's going to accelerate faster. It's going to climb better. So there are differences there. So I know this bike is very expensive, but the ride quality, once you ride it and actually feel it in hand, you'll be like, okay, I can feel the difference on it. So that being said, let's hop right into it. I'll show you guys the S-Works Tarmac first, and then we'll go to the Pro. The S-Works Tarmac retails for $12,500. This size 54 with Durace on here weighs in at 13 pounds 11 ounces. It comes with a dual-sided power meter. And then the Pro version, this is the same one. This is a size 54 with the Ultegra Di2 no power meter. Retail is $7,400, and this thing weighs in at 14 pounds 14 ounces. So almost a pound difference between the Pro and the S-Works. Is that pound worth $5,000? That's for you guys to be a judge. So S-Works Aethos, on here we'll start right here on the front. You get the S-Works carbon fiber bar with the shallow drop bend. You're getting Supercast bar tape, which they have on all the bikes now. You have the Shimano Durace shifter. Shifters on here. You have this little clicky thing right here on top, which you can control your Garmin if you want to sync that up. Hydraulic disc brake, shifter right there. Stem is going to be their S-Works stem. This is different between the Pro and the S-Works. The S-Works bikes come with the S-Works stem. It's an alloy with titanium bolts. The wheels are here are going to be the Roval CLX Alpinist. And someone actually told me this. The rims are actually different, which I thought they were exactly the same from CL to CLX. But the CL, I believe, are 18-hole spokes. You can see here on the non-drive side, it's single-laced. There's one, where this side is double. That's different on the CL, which I'll show you. You have Durace rotors, and you have a Durace brake caliper. You have the S-Works Turbo Cotton tires, 700 by 26. These, again, are not tubeless ready. These are not ceramic bearings, so these wheels cannot be tubeless. The tires are not tubeless ready, and they are 240, pretty much DT Swiss 240 internals. It's just a sealed cartridge bearing, no ceramic bearings inside of it. You have the Aethos logo right up front here. Very clean, minimalistic looking. It's a silver flake. Looks very good. And then on the paint job goes silver. It's like a champagne pink, kind of with a gold bronze tint. On the Aethos, they do add a little bit extra stack than the Tarmac Sl7. So you have the carbon fiber stack. And then with the Aethos, they did cut down a bunch of weight. So the steer tube, they said they shaved down. The derailleur hangers, they shaved down. The through axles, they said they made lighter. So that's all going to translate over to a lighter weight bike. But you can see that they added an extra spacer up top here if you did want to go all the way up there. And they made it a little bit taller because this frame is identical to the Tarmac Sl7 geometry to almost a T. It's a little bit off, but it's nearly identical from point to point here. Head tube height, almost fork rake and everything like that. It's almost identically the same to the Sl7. They gave you this option to have a higher head tube, so that way if you know, not your racer wanted to ride it, then you could do that. Traveling down, you see that S-Works color looks really great. You get hit with the S-Works logo right there. You have the 54 badge, you have the UCI legal, which is bike geometry-wise is UCI legal. Weight-wise, it is not. And in the future, they said they're going to be releasing stainless steel axles. If you did want to buy this bike and race this bike, you can put stainless steel axles up there to get it into the weight requirement that you need to be. If not, then, you know, if you don't want to do that, then you don't have to. You have the Specialized carbon fiber alpinist seat post on here, roval alpinist seat post. That's the lightest seat post out, 27.2. You have the Specialized S-Works power saddle, carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body, a $300 saddle. This seat post is the exact same that what comes on the Pro. This saddle is not. This is $300. The Revals, the Aethos Pro comes with the, I think, the Power Pro. Cranks on here are going to be the Shimano Dura-Ace cranks with a Specialized logo power meter, which I believe is ran by 4i. It is a 5236 gearing. 5236 gearing. You have the power meter pod right there, and same on this side as well. You have the power meter pod on that side as well. So it is dual siding, so you can see your power readings on there. It is a threaded BSA bottom bracket. So this frame is threaded bottom bracket on here. And you can see right down here, you have a Fact Carbon 12R. That's going to be the main difference between the S-Works and the Pro. The S-Works frames are going to be their 12R carbon. The Pro is going to be their 10R. Their Expert will be their 10R. So that's going to be the main difference between these two bikes. It's just a frame carbon. And the frame carbon layout is similar to what Canyon said when they released a new CFX, or like how Trek has their Madone SLR carbon. It's just their nicer carbon. Similar to like a BMW when you have like a 330 car, and then you get the BMW M3. It's like the engine is finer tuned, it's lighter, better craftsmanship. They don't cut costs. They make everything extremely well and extremely efficient to make it lighter and more stiff in regards to the consumer ride. So that's the whole thing behind the S-Works, is that it's like a finer tuned engine, if that might make sense. So yes, you could say, well, it's just a number, but the ride quality there, you can feel it. You can feel a difference. The pros are going to be riding this because they want every single bit of advantage they can get. Will this S-Works frame be the difference between the Pro frame? Is that going to be the reason why you get dropped off a group ride? Probably not, but there is some ride quality feeling there. Or also, is like the S-Works frame going to be the reason why you can't last a 100-mile ride? No, it's probably going to be up to your training if you can do that. So just take that into consideration. On here you have the Shimano Dura-Ace chain. You have a Dura-Ace cassette, I believe 1130 on there. And then you have the Dura-Ace rear derailleur. And again, in the back, you have a Specialized Roval CLX alpinist wheel with the Turbo Cotton 700/26 tires. Again, these rims are not tubeless. These tires are not tubeless ready. The spokes are bladed. On the Roval CLs, they are bladed as well, which doesn't make any sense because the Rapide CLs are not bladed. But it doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. And then you have, I'll do a little free up body sound test. Let's see if you can hear it. Sounds smooth, very good. Great for climbing. So that's gonna be the S-Works, $12,500, size 54, weighs in at 13 pounds, 11 ounces. Going on over to the Pro. Retail $7,400. This is a size 54, 14 pounds, 14 ounces. We'll get right into it. You have the exact same Specialized S-Works carbon fiber bar. There's the S-Works logo right there. Shallow drop bend. You have the Supercast bar tape. You have the Ultegra Di2 shifters right here. So you have the electronic. You still have the buttons up top here as well if you want to control your Garmin. Right here you have the Specialized alloy stem. A little bit heavier with just regular stainless steel bolts on here. Nothing crazy. That's the difference between the S-Works and the Pro. This one comes with that stem right there. Going on down here to the wheel, this is the Roval Alpinist CL wheel. You can see right here, this is a DT Swiss 350 hub. And right here you have the bladed spokes, so same spokes there on the CLX wheels, but the layout's different. I think this is a 21 hole. You can see right here, this is the double-sided spokes, double, whereas on the S-Works it was a single. See how on one side it's only a single layout? Go over here and show you. So single. So This is a little bit heavier, more spokes to make it stiffer, but again, just a DT Swiss 350 hub. Not roval branding. This is a CL rim, so a little bit heavier because you have more spoke holes in here compared to the front on there. Again, these CL Alpinists are not tubeless ready. The S-Works turbo tires are going to be a 700 by 26, again, not tubeless ready. You have a Ultegra rotor in the front and an Ultegra caliper right there. You have the Specialized Aethos branded logo right there in that blue color. It looks really cool. Going on down, you still have that same stack height. You have that carbon steer showing right there. You have the S-Works blue tint right there. The Pro does have an option to have mechanical ran on it if you wanted to. The S-Works does not. So if you ever want to put mechanical gearing on here, like mechanical Ultegra, mechanical 105, mechanical Dura-Ace, you have the option. You see right here, Fact Carbon 10R. That's again what I talked about, the carbon layout. This is just going to be a little bit less tuning done to this. Maybe a heavier weave, maybe a heavier resin for the carbon, but just a little bit less quality in the frame. Threaded BSA bottom bracket, Ultegra cranks on here. You have a 5236, same crank layout. No power meter on here. The seat post is going to be the roval alpinist seat post, same exact seat post. Saddle is going to be different. This is the Power Pro saddle. You have the titanium rails, carbon fiber body. This is a $200 saddle. This is a $300 saddle. So that's the difference right there. Tires are different, tubes are different. Ultegra chain, Ultegra cassette, 1128 cassette on there, I believe, or 1130. Ultegra Di2 derailleur. And then in the back again, you have the Specialized S-Works turbo tires and the 700 by 26. You have the bladed spokes, and then you have a DT Swiss 350 hub back there. It does have the ratchet system, so if you did want to change out your ratchets, you can. Like I did in the video, we'll do a sound test of this. I think this is just the 18 tooth in here. Very quiet, a lot of grease, but yeah. Only 18 tooth in there. But yeah, that's the main difference between these bikes. I'll go over real quick what the biggest point outs are. Sorry, I was just really hot. Different stem, heavier saddle. You do not get a power meter on here. You do get a power meter on there. The wheels are a little bit heavier. The hubs are a little bit heavier. And the frame. That's really gonna warrant that pound difference. Is that worth it to you? I don't know, it's $5,000. This bike right here is spec'd really nice for what the money is for in relativeness of this bike. This bike is spec'd really nice for what you get for the money for $7,400. You're getting everything you need: carbon wheels, electronic grouping, a nice frame, carbon bars, carbon seat posts. You can make this bike kind of your own, whereas this thing's kind of set to a T. You buy it, you're ready. My advice between the two of them, if I was a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, or a bike shop owner, S-Works Aethos. If I was on a budget and money mattered and I had bills to pay every single month, that I check my bank account every week, then I go Pro if I had that option. Or if that's too much money, the Expert's a nice bike as well, because on the Expert I can do another video on that as well. Let me know down in the comment section. Same frame, same group, just different wheels and different bar. But that's it. So is the money really worth it there? It's $5,000. It's a lot. It goes into, I think, just the frame developing. You can tell that there are some differences in the frame. The frame look of it are exactly the same. It's just like the tuning of the frame. Like this makes it heavier by a little bit, but again, they don't put that on a 12R frame because they know that anyone who buys an S-Works probably won't be buying a mechanical group set to put on there. They really do a good job on S-Works frames, and you can feel the quality differences between it. On a non-S-Works frame, if you were to lift up the frames between each other, you would feel that one is made with more dense carbon like the Pro, whereas the S-Works is just very thin layers of carbon that are just reconstruction, refined to last sprinting, downhill, descending, climbing. It's gonna work really well. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys think I did a good job on this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please give me a big thumbs up. I'm extremely tired. Talking a lot sucks. I don't edit, so it's very hard to do. But let me know if you guys want to see a video between the Pro and Expert and what the differences there are. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all next video. Thank you so much. Bye.